On today's episode of Big Time, we're joined by Forecast's finest. That's right, Big Bro Charlito here on the very first episode of Big Time. Man, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of Big Time with Tomas. Listen, I am very pleased for tonight's guest. Listen, he cleared customs. He was supposed to be number 2 in the lineup, but he cleared customs. We got Big Bro Charles Bard in the house for the very first episode of Big Time with Tomas. Charles, say what up real quick.
What's going on? Holy very shit. Excited to be here. This is pretty cool. Big time cool.
Big time cool. So, real quick before we get into it, let me give you a little background about Big Time, all right? So, as you know, I'm a mogul. I'm a wannabe millionaire with many different outlets. This is my third podcast. The reason for the third podcast is because we got some fellas that I talk with. We wanted to do something St. John Valley specific. All right, we get into conversations that nobody fucking knows what we're talking about. We wanted something where we could talk about back home, talk about the valley. So if you're not from the valley, you might not understand what we're talking about. This is very St. John Valley specific. So that's where we came up with Big Time. Put this shit together just this week, guys. Came out with the idea on Monday. Got the sponsorship on Tuesday. Shout out to Party Bard Entertainment. That's right, my own company is sponsoring the podcast. That's how we're rolling. And hey, big guest for the very first episode. So we got Charles Bard here. The guy who made it popular to move to Canada before all these celebrities were trying to move to Canada because of Trump. Charles Bard in the building. We're very excited here.
Very excited to be here. This is a big moment. Very proud of my brother. It's very exciting to be here. A little bit nervous, so bear with me. A little bit shy.
First question for you. Is this the biggest interview you've ever done, or has Randy Kluke ever interviewed you before?
First of all, it's Randy Kluke, not Randy Kluke.
Kluke.
Yeah. Biggest interview back in Channel 4. I know Joel Desjardins.
I'm telling you, Big Time. We're all about the valley. A Channel 4 reference in the first 2 minutes. This is huge right here.
Yeah, that was big time. I got teed up, so he wanted to know why I did that in that basketball game in high school. It's embarrassing, but yeah. I'm still here. So little guidelines for Big Time with Tomas. You can curse all you want. You can say what you got to say. And this is how I want to start off every episode right here, because it's kind of a laid-back, intimate vibe. I want to ask my guest, Charles, what are you sipping on tonight for today's episode? That right there, my friend, is some Smirnoff vodka. Shout out to my sponsor. With some tonic water and a splash of lime. Just a splash.
Is there a name for that drink, or did you just make it up tonight?
What is it? I kind of just made it up as I went along. We'll call it the Not So Incredible Hulk.
The Not So Incredible
Hulk. Just
that
little green bottle. It just reminds me a little bit of Hulk power.
It's got a little Hulk tint to it.
Pretty fruity.
I'm sipping a vodka.
I heard that limes and lemons are good for your joints too, so I wake up no joint pain. It's good.
Let's go with that. I'm sipping a vodka cranberry for tonight's episode. It's what's the date today real quick, just so we know. It's December 15th. This probably won't air till next week, but we're recording this December 15th live from the Bard compound, Fort Kent, Maine. It's a big deal, guys. So we're going to get right into it. So Charles has no idea what he's getting into here. So just a little bit of background on what we plan on doing here with Big Time. So the running joke is going to be how many times Big Time is said during the episode, right? I think that's a very Valley thing, Big Time, right? Big Time. So that's one thing about Big Time. And we're just going to talk all things St. John Valley. Charles Bard is a fucking stellar athlete. So we're gonna dive back, all right? So we're going to go a little bit back about Charles and then just get into some random topics from there. Kick things off, Charles. All right, so when it comes to the Bards, you were probably the most well-rounded athlete. I was the basketball player. Emily was a fucking kick-ass softball player. Sam, we're still trying to figure out. We don't know yet. You did a little bit of everything. You played baseball, you played fucking adult softball, you played some soccer, played some basketball, indoor soccer. You had a little bit of a racquetball career for a little bit, right?
Good call, racquetball. Shout out to Jared Bucci, Garrett Albert. That was pretty good. Roger Taggart got me involved in that too.
poker player, adult poker player. What else did you do?
What else? Well,
Indoor soccer.
I'm dabbling with curling a little bit. I'm in Canada, so it's hard. That ice is slippery. I'm trying it out, but I think you nailed it all, man. Poker, I was pretty much a poker legend. That was a good one. Soccer star. And Sam, back to Sam real quick. He's a hipster. Those tight jeans, that funny haircut he's got going. I don't know, but yeah. What else have I accomplished? I don't know.
For sports, at least, did you swim?
I was a pretty good swimmer, never drowned. Still here to give the interview, so it's pretty good. Swimming wasn't my biggest thing, but
did you play hockey? Were you pee hockey at all, or
no hockey? I am pretty fast on skates. Can't skate backwards, so that's why I'm not pursuing that whole hockey thing in Canada. But
all right,
yeah, no hockey allowed.
All right, so a very well-rounded athlete, and you had stellar teams at every level. So college, some of the best UMFK teams ever. High school, your soccer team, #1 Class B, your senior year. But the original dynasty you were part of. Listen, folks, the Chicago Bulls were not the only dynasty of the '90s. All right, 4th through 6th grade recreational basketball. Your Bulls teams, some of the most dominant Bulls or recreational teams we've ever seen. Is that safe to assume right there?
Oh, wicked, man. Like, big time. Like, in 3 years, we lost 2 games. And that was that first year. Ben Raymond, you mofo. You were 6 foot. You were 6'5" back then. You're 6'1" now. So I don't know what happened. But as a elementary school kid, you were a tough lefty to guard. But the Milwaukee Bucks, you guys beat us 2 games that first year. Then we made a pretty good run.
So you went undefeated grades 5 and 6.
Oh yeah, big time. We had Scott Terrio, lefty, little scrapper, friggin' guy, and then Big Aaron Willett was 6 foot back then.
Well, let's go back to 4th grade. So you come into it 4th grade, right? And the Bulls were already well established at that point, I think, right?
Well, we had the coaching legend Dave Michaud, who was a custodian.
I was wondering what his name was.
The only mofo that made us practice on Christmas morning. Remember opening gifts, and we had to go down and do little weaves around metal chairs. And Dave, it's Christmas morning, man. I don't give a fuck. You gotta sweep the floor after he's custodian.
Yeah, he was a living legend. He was a custodian at the middle school, fucking basketball icon, Dave Michaud. So yeah, he kind of had the team in place when you showed up. So when you were in 4th grade, who were some of the guys ahead of you? Because I know that was probably the most competitive era of Fort Camp Rec basketball. This was mid-90s, right?
True. Yeah, mid-90s. On my team, you're asking?
Well, just in general, I think the league was pretty deep at that point.
Yeah, for sure. On my team, shout out to J.R. Bushi for sure. Rest in peace, my brother.
Yeah.
Nick DePrey, I think, was on my team. He's a little bit older. Never had a big outstanding career. John, Paul, Plord, cousin. There's the bloodline.
Oh yeah, bloodline.
Oh yeah, he had those James Worthy glasses. So he was a little scrapper too. Who was the team? I don't know. We were pretty much dominant. Besides Ben Raymond, we couldn't beat him. But other than that, man, we ran the show.
All right, so let me ask you this, because we just saw it a couple nights ago. I think it was last night. Lonzo played LeBron for the first time, and Lonzo idolized LeBron, so it was a big deal for him. Your first recreational games, were you pumped out or were you geeked out for any guy going against him for the first time when you showed up in 4th grade?
Well, I was feeling a little weak because Mom only fed us Kraft dinner for most of the early 90s. A couple of frozen hot dogs to get us fired up before the game. But she drove us there in the minivan.
Yeah.
She might have had a couple cocktails. No, just kidding, Mom. Love you, Mom. Was I fired up? Yeah, absolutely. That was a big event. I go back to it. It was a great experience, man. A lot of competition, people getting fired up. It was good. It was good.
So you only wound up losing 2 games over that 3-year career. What people might not realize is that it was an 8-game season. It wasn't a very long season. 8 games, that was it.
Well, 2 losses in 24 games. Let me just see. It's it's a pretty good percentage. So 24. That's a 92% winning percentage.
Can somebody in the other room do the math? What's the percentage on that right there?
Let's go 24 wins on 26 games.
Let's get our staff on that. We'll try to get a number.
My mental math is pretty good. It's going to be about 92%.
92%.
Yeah.
Were you a 3-year starter?
Yeah, I would say so. 92.3%. The verdict's solid. In. My mental math is top notch.
Solid.
But 3-year starter, I would think so. Yeah, I was pretty clear. I was like the John Stockton
Charles was a pass first point guard.
Big time.
I mean, I've only known Charles since '87. That's when I came into this world. I don't know him before then, but from what I can recollect, pass first, fucking steady defense, a little bit of a pesky guy, kind of a little bit of Matthew Dellavedova for you newer guys.
John man, compare me to Dellavedova. This conversation's over.
Next question.
It sucks that you only met me before at 1987, because my best years were probably 1983, 1987.
Yeah.
My crayon skill was on point. I was fucking tight. I had good skills back then. Finger painting. Yeah.
So, as we said, the season was kind of short. It was only 8 games, but probably the highlight of that time period, grades 4 through 6. Once you hit 6th grade, you got a chance to go to the Aroostook County tournament, right? Fort Kent will put a team in. We go down to Caribou.
For sure. That was the All-Star game, and I believe I made it in my second year. Normally it was up to your third-year players, but they were short people, so there was like 4 or 5 drafted from the younger class. I did it. I was selected. Didn't have a good performance at the tournament. I was small fellow, so little power, but got to play with Ben Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Ben Raymond the most talented player from that era?
He probably got his first concussion in that tournament. Love you, Ben, but yeah, I don't.
Ben's another one of those guys who moved to Canada before it was cool.
True. He's a good friend of mine. We're always we see each other pretty often, but yeah, we're both living the Canadian life right now, and it's we both enjoy. I got 2 beautiful girls. Life is good.
Yeah.
Big time.
Big time. Hey, chalk it up. It's another big time reference.
Shit, I don't even realize I'm saying it when I say it.
Yeah, that's why we're calling it big time right here. You came along at a very legendary time with these middle school coaches, right?
True.
So let's get into 8th grade year. I don't know about, the only thing I remember about you in middle school was 8th grade year because it was a magical run, right? Start off the year playing for the Hawks. Louis Morrow's your coach. He goes down about halfway through the year. Chest pains, potential heart attack. Could have been a scandal, and the school just made him take administrative leave. We don't know. We don't know the real story. But Don Murray steps in.
Yeah. So at the time, we had Ryan Burgoyne, who's probably the best scorer at the time. He was averaging like 40 points a game, which was crazy because the games are 24 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken.
32. It was 4 8-minute quarters.
8-minute quarters? You think at that level?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
might have been 7.
I'm going to say 7 probably, but yeah, 40 points a game on, I think, 28 minutes was pretty freaking impressive.
Yeah.
But shout out to the all-time Fort Kent leading scorer, Aaron Duma. I don't know how many points exactly.
42 a game his senior year. He always brings, or
not senior year,
8th grade year. He always brings it up. 42 a game.
Unreal, that freaking guy. Well, he was 6 foot back then too. Yeah. Maybe didn't grow. And yeah. But yeah, back to the 8th grade year. Let's see. Oh, Morrow went down. We weren't favored to win because the White Warriors again had the Aaron Willis, the Scott Terrios, Travis Delau was their coach, so they were the team to beat. And I don't know how we had Casey Boucher. Was Casey with us?
Yeah, Casey.
God damn, this interview is going to make me try to think back. I got the worst memory out there. And we had John Boucher, I think.
Yeah, John Boucher in the middle.
Tank.
You had Tank.
Oh, Tank.
You might have had Jared. You might have had Jared.
Shout out to Corey Burgoyne. Nasty big fella. Running up and down Corey Burgoyne. That's a good call.
You might have had Jared Boucher on JV too.
Jared Boucher. Yay. I think you got the water for us. Jared, you listening? Man, thanks for that water. Get me hydrated, brother.
Holy shit. All right, so you guys go into the tournament. Not the number 1 seed. The White Warriors were the team that year because, like you said, Aaron Duma, Scotty Tuhati, Travis Delau. On the way to the... don't ask me how I remember this shit because I have no idea. I got the most random fucking memory in the world. But I remember this shit vividly. So you go into the tournament. Louis Morrow's down. You guys are kind of playing for the coach, right? You guys get the championship. Wind up meeting Aaron, Scotty Tuhati in the finals. Win the championship. Any recollections for that championship game at all? Because it might have been the last championship you ever won.
I do remember. Bob Thibodeau was reffing.
Oh, shit.
I said, Uncle Bob. This is before the game started. I said, Uncle Bob. I said, there's going to be a lot of offensive fouls in this game. Just keep your eye on that. Supposedly, he never called offensive foul before. But that just set his refereeing career to a new level.
Yeah.
Scott Terrio. 17 offensive fouls. My Bob, there's only 5 fouls per game. I don't care. Yeah. Offensive foul?
Yeah.
But other than that, going to the game, I can't remember. It's a blur. Shit, I got a bad memory, but it was...
It's on tape somewhere. We got footage of that shit.
It's on tape. No, exciting times. I don't have too many memories about it.
Probably the highlight of your basketball career, though, because high school wasn't that great basketball-wise, right?
No, poor team. Good team experience, not a great team, not a good record. Overall, good coaching. I think we had Travis a couple of years. I don't know. No, it was a good experience. I liked it. Not a very successful program, but good times.
So, like I said, I've only known you since '87, so my recollection, I don't know everything. I don't remember everything, but I remember basketball in middle school. But once you hit high school, it was all soccer at that point, right?
True.
When did it kind of flip? Or were you big into soccer in middle school?
Here's a quick little middle school game, championship game. We had Tim Desjardins, our coach, and we're in the championship. First time with the team that we're playing against, but penalty shot. I was the penalty shot taker all year.
Was this 8th grade or what?
Yeah, 8th grade. Yeah, I was a goal scorer. Never a defender in elementary school. Leading goal scorer. But penalty shot, I don't know, maybe like 5-10 minutes left in the game, and he asked Lance to go because Lance had been practicing his left-footed shot. So Casey Bushi was the goal, so we had a chance to win the game, and Lance hit it lefty right down the middle, and we ended up losing. So that was the end of 8th grade year. Going into freshman year soccer, Minzy was like summer soccer. He says, hey, I need a defender. I'm like, shit, I just want to play, so I'll try defense coach. Yep. And then the rest was history.
So you were a 4-year starter at sweeper?
No. First year there was Seth Lovely.
Oh, shit.
And who else was playing behind? I think John Smith was maybe some defender, maybe a stopper or something. Yeah, I didn't start as a freshman. Got a little bit of playing time. Maybe more on the right, like one of the wing backs. But sophomore year on, I think it was good to go. Big time.
Big time. So at this point, we're going to take a little break and get into our first segment here on the Big Time podcast. So, Charles, give them a big time real quick.
Big time.
Big time. You're on the Big Time podcast.
It just kind of happens. Like you're just thinking about something and say, man, big time.
Big time. It's got to be a Valley thing. I think we're the only ones who do it up here. But
I kind of like, that was a good time. Big time.
Big time. I like to go, ho, ho. Big time. Yeah. So, one of the segments we're going to do here on Big Time is my boy Ethan Raymond. He's got some questions. Ethan was kind of the inspiration for this particular podcast because we get these conversations going all the time and we just haven't had an outlet for it. But now we have an outlet. So we got a segment called Ethan to Ask, in which Ethan is going to ask questions to our guests. So Ethan Raymond has got some questions for our guest, Charles Bard. Here we go. Ethan, take it away, bud.
Hey, what's up? This is Ethan Raymond. Big fan of the Tomas brand podcasts. Who Got Next, Funk Factory, and now whole Big Time there. What a fucking idea. This is going to be a huge hit with the viewers. I love it. So, first installment of Ethan Asks Big Time questions. Questions for Charles Bard. Gotta get some questions for you, buddy. So many questions. First and foremost, one-handed push-ups. What is the secret? What kind of technique, what kind of skills, what kind of practice does it take to perform such a move? I mean, I feel like you're one of the only people that knows how to do it. So, follow-up question is, what's the right time in a party or in the night to break out such a move? And what's the best fuel for the one-handed push-up? Are we talking brandy? We talking peppermint schnusps? Or Joe Corvo? What does it take? What's the best fuel for this move? I want to hear it.
There you go. So a little background. Charles is the king of the one-handed push-up. So you heard Ethan. Go ahead, give him the answer.
It's a good question, man. Nobody's ever asked me. I don't even know how the one-handed push-up started. For one, I'm going to do my answers in reverse. Coffee brandy just seems like if ever there's a party going on and I get some coffee brandy in me, it's like, one-handed push-ups might happen. The secret is, let's say, a wider leg stance, and I don't know. I don't think there is no secret. You're just born with it, man. Like it's the strength in the arm. Although I did blow up my arm at one wedding, Aaron and Meredith. And when is the best time to pull it out? It's whenever the dance people are on the floor and you know that you're in a mess. You can't dance with these people. They're in a circle. Everybody's doing their little fancy moves in the middle of the circle. Well, I can't dance that great, so shit, let's pull out the one-handed push-ups. It seems to work big time, and people just go crazy, and they're like, holy shit, look at that guy. But as you're asking that question, I'm kind of thinking to myself, when did the one-handed push-ups start? And I don't know what made me try it, where it was, how it was. But I can do them on demand still.
He doesn't even practice. He just does them now.
It's true. You can't practice those things because it just happens. Yeah.
You think Rocky Balboa practiced some shits? No. He was born with that shit. Same thing with Charles. Charles would just bust them out.
And there's been many parties where I'm like, holy fuck, I'm pretty drunk right now. I don't know what I can do them, but there's like an inner strength. I don't know if I don't do core, but I don't know where the strength comes from. Kind of just, pretend you're pushing the floor.
There you go.
Yeah.
So thank you to Ethan.
Good question, Ethan.
Ethan asks. It's going to be a recurring segment.
Is that the only question for him?
He's got two more.
Perfect. I'm happy about that.
We should have just had Ethan here.
Oh, big time. I like that guy.
Big time. How many big times are we up to right now? She lost count already. Jeez.
He's probably the funniest guy. If you don't know Ethan Raymond, go out and follow him on Twitter. Follow him on the sidewalk. Just follow that guy because he's funny as shit. He likes Oreo balls. But then, if you're from the valley, you know the word. But then, that Ethan guy is liking but then Oreo balls. Big time.
Holy shit. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get back to where we were. We talked about the transition once you get to high school, got into soccer. Because the basketball just wasn't that good at that point. Senior year, I don't know. All I remember is senior year. Were you guys any good? Freshman, junior, senior, or freshman, sophomore, junior year?
Senior. Wait, repeat that question again. Sorry.
Were you guys any good? Freshman, sophomore, or junior year?
Soccer?
Yeah. Did you guys make the playoffs at all?
Freshman year, no. Epic fail. One of Minzy's first years not making the playoffs. Sophomore year, I think we went to Orno. I was actually in the Bangor Daily News, probably one of my best games. Offside traps, if you're familiar with that, as a sweeper. That was my move, and I was featured in the Bangor Daily. We lost the game, but at the same time, like, the striker gave me props because I pulled, I think it was 17 offside traps in that one game, which, I don't know, that was my move. If you're not familiar, research it.
Go YouTube it. Offside trap.
Offside trap. You can't really teach it because it's
an instinct.
It actually started that move started. My parents bought me a soccer book in 4th grade, and I saw the offside traps.
I think I know what that was about. Little backstory, real quick for the listeners. So, Pam Bard, that's our mom. Shout out to her, strongest woman in the world. She's unbelievable.
She likes craft dinner, but keep going.
Yeah. So at one point in our lives, she fucking took over the rec department director job. That was fucking huge. That was like a big deal for us. But she didn't really know sports at all. And so she was running all the rec department sports programs, and she had to run soccer. Fucking didn't know anything about soccer, so she went and got a book about soccer. That's probably where you fucking learned about.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Shout out to mom and dad, two best people on the planet.
Good people right there.
I poke fun.
Yeah.
I poke fun. They're good people.
Good people.
Strong people.
So you weren't or you might have been good. We don't really remember. It might be the drink you invented tonight, the Incredible Hulk speaking. But
bad memory. Well, actually, my memory was I played a lot of soccer, and not gonna say this was all before concussion protocol took place, but yeah. I'm gonna say a lot of memory loss because of soccer.
Yeah. So all I remember is senior year. You guys finished #1 Class B East. The one moment I remember from senior year. Charles Bard taking corner kicks. I don't remember who you were playing. I'm on the fucking very, very far end. You go to take a kick in the second half. Scores a goal off a corner kick. Was it planned?
No. Was it planned? No.
You remember the game? Remember the goal?
Yeah, was it senior year for sure? It may have been junior.
It might have been junior. I just remember they scored a goal off a corner kick.
Yeah, it was, I think my one goal was the defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just taking the corner kick. Was it planned? No, I just always send him far posts like that. Just a little bit of bending.
You fucking bend it like Beckham before.
Beckham was
even. You were bending before Beckham was even bending shit.
Beckham was bending that shit like Bard.
Oh, so you guys go finish up senior year, rank #1. Do you want to talk about the playoffs? You want to skip that? Because
it was just one game, heartbreak, but it's a curse of fork against soccer. So no. Well, for whoever's listening doesn't know, #1 in Eastern Maine lost with 7 seconds left in the game. It was tied up, and they scored a goal with 7 seconds left. Heartbreak. I'd like to know, I'd like to remember the last 2 to 3 days that followed that. It was really a bad heartbreak because tight team. I don't know how many seniors, 12 seniors out of.
You guys were stacked.
Big time.
You guys were good.
There's a big time.
There's another big time boy right there. So that game, you guys played Orno. Like there was a rain delay. MDI, fucking rain delay. Just a messy field.
Thunder and lightning. I actually got a yellow card in that game. It was a bad series of events.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all went down.
This is 2001 maybe, right? That's when you graduated?
Yeah, 2001. So
it was 2000 in the fall.
MDI went to the state finals, so could have been us.
Yeah.
Should have been us, but
fucking tough loss.
Soccer, man. Yeah, it's 30 games.
That's how soccer goes. So leave Fort Kent Community High School, decided to go to University of Fort Kent. Were you recruited at all? Was it just a matter of taking the next step, going next door, going to college? Anybody talk to you? Who was the coach? Who's the coach your freshman year going into it?
Malik and Murphy.
Malik.
And Larry Murphy.
Yeah.
There's only two conversations. I was having a conversation with Lucas Slovak at Thomas, but I was going to have to pay, and like UMFK was $1,500 a semester. Thomas was like, $7,000 a semester. So financially and statistically, UMFK was better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lucas. No, it was good. Recruited, not so much. The program wasn't struggling. It was struggling. UMFK, I don't think they were a strong team through the 90s, but I'd say like 98, 99, 2000, maybe not too strong.
Yeah.
Sorry for the listeners if there's anybody else on that team.
Yeah, so let's get into that. So let's get straight into fucking college years here. So you come in as a freshman. And from what I remember, it was straight fucking Valley kids for the most part. You didn't have the international flavor at that point. You had the goalie from St. Agatha. What was his name, Chad?
No, that was sophomore year, man. First year was James Page. Was my goalie.
So who was the goalie from St. Agatha? Chad?
That was Chad Bouchard.
And then you had a striker from St. Agatha, too.
That was Josh Roy. That's all second year stuff, man.
So who was on your freshman year team?
Josh Roy, I don't think he was there first. Freshman year, man, was a random. It was a random bunch of people.
Ragtag group of guys.
Big time. Tim Ferrar was on the team.
Oh, Timmy Farrar. Shout out to Timmy.
Had knee problems.
Yeah.
Neil Jondro, shout out to him.
Yeah, Neil was solid.
My defender, Dennis Trop. Dennis was on my. Dennis was on the biggest. That motherfucker, man, he was solid though.
Yeah,
like, not very fast and shit, but you want to talk about a fucking wall to get by.
Yeah.
Zach Cody, shout out to Van Buren. Here's a flashback. God damn, Tom, why don't you give me time to do some research? Because I know there's a lot of homies I'm going to miss out on this. But no.
That's what I remember though, just like a random group.
Actually, I'm going to pause right there because freshman year we had Juan Murphy show up.
Your freshman year?
I believe. Yeah, Adil, Juan, Tim.
So you had some international flavor.
I'm going on a limb with saying that, but I think that they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan was only there for a couple years, right?
No, I think Juan there first year, man. I think Juan and I went deep, man. No, I think Juan went my freshman, sophomore, junior year. Juan was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Juan. Like Juan is like the one guy who should be in the UMFK Hall of Fame right now and has not been inducted. Probably the best soccer player ever to come through. Just he was there for like a brief time, but he's fucking unreal.
3 years. I won't call it brief time. He's probably the single-handed best player ever to run through UMFK.
Yeah. Hands
down. And if most listeners right now probably would have experienced him, but man, that guy, straight from Argentina, practiced in jean shorts, but
never showered.
Got the job done.
Stinky.
In the air, you name it. On a open ball, he's gonna outrun you. The greatest player of all time, and it's a shame that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
You're gonna call him the most talented player you ever played with, right there? We'll come back to that question.
Talented's a big question, big word.
We'll come back to it because we'll get to the years here and we'll ask a couple more questions before we get to it. But Juan was unbelievable.
Big time.
Head game. There's another big time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so freshman year, ragtag bunch, and then sophomore year, I think it's the first year Malik kicks into gear. First year's head coach, full-time head coach. Starts bringing in international flavor. Probably the first time UMFK really has like a full-on international flavor to them, right?
The best team of my 4 years there was my sophomore year.
What we got?
There's only 6 Americans on the team.
All from the Valley or what?
From the Valley, myself, Cooper, Andrew Clavette, Josh Roy, Chad Bouchard.
Tibbs would have been a freshman. Would that make him number 6? Yeah.
Robbie Ned. Ooh, no, there might have been more because Robbie Ned and Scott Terrio maybe that year. Oh, something's not right because it seems to me there was only 6 Americans, but that was the best team because in that year came.
Who else we have? International flavor. We got Juan.
I'll start in Argentina. We had Juan Murphy, who's already there for a year. Gonzalo Juarez, the Carrizo brothers, Augusto,
holy
and Cesar.
shit.
Cesar Alamofo, 5'2".
Holy shit.
Don't play with him though, because Augusto will rough you up in the back.
Yeah.
Then we had, here we go from Morocco, Adil Mutassim and Hatim Abu Yaha.
Adil and Hatim.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Adil, nasty. Lithuania, actually Gintadas Lunkutes may have been my first year. G was there my first year.
Yeah.
Donnie,
played with Donnie?
I think Donnie came maybe 3rd year. And then who else we got from what's that?
You got some Africans. Sadat
Abdul Karim from Trinidad Tobago.
Yeah.
What's his name from Antigua? Colin Smith. Shout out to Colin Smith. It's been a long time.
Had some talent on this team.
That was nasty. There's people. Alakim Veloso.
Alakim. Shout out to Alakim.
That year, the first.
Portugal.
I've always played a 4-4-2, and then we had Alakim Veloso. We played a 3-5-2. Me in the middle, Cooper, and Alakim on the left.
Best defensive back of all time.
Ridiculous. The three of us in our primes were ridiculous.
Yeah, you and Coop both like 5'4", Alakim like 6'2".
Here comes a corner kick. Me and Coop can't jump too high, but you got 6'4".
Alakim clearing shit. Yeah. You and Coop just being aggressive and physical.
Holy nasty, shit! Big time. Greatest time ever.
So that was when did Romero come into the picture?
Might have been that one. Yeah, there's
that
one.
Same year too.
I'm gonna miss a lot of names. I apologize to anybody listening.
You fucking named a bunch though. That was
yeah,
solid.
Yeah, Romero was there. I forgot Freddie Solid from Norway. He was there my first year. Fucking Freddie, man.
Fucking Freddie fell off the bridge.
Going hard, man.
Fell off the bridge walking over to Canada. Who was walking over?
Really?
Yeah, Sean. Shout out to Sean and Karen. Sean's gonna come on the podcast.
That fucker should have played soccer, basketball, and fucking field hockey.
Yeah.
One,
so Sean and Frankie were cool, and he was telling me a story about how they were going to Round Point. And fucking Frankie crawled up like in the scaffolding of the bridge, fucking like crawl up on top and fell out. Like that's when he broke his wrist. Remember he's in a cast for a little bit?
I don't remember.
Oh shit, he was in a fucking cast. He was in a cast for a little bit. Yo, Frankie was a G too. Like Frankie was a thug. But
he went hard.
Yeah.
Norway.
I thought he was French.
No.
Maybe he was just pretending to be French.
Well, he just spoke some funny bing bong language. Bing bong, bing bong.
So let me ask you this: when did the
Jules Bodo might have showed up Cameroon?
Holy shit, we haven't even shouted out Jules yet.
I know.
Yeah.
And there's so many players that can.
No, I would say the most you know what? I think everyone's a little bit biased now, but we got these great international teams, but those early 2000s teams, probably the most talented teams we've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. It's because skilled, were we as talented as the current teams? Foot skill? Maybe not. But we were physical, good call. Yeah. You got Jules from example Cameroon. This fucker tells me he's from Cameroon. I live in tree houses. You want supper, you go hunt a gopher.
Oh shit.
Fuck, man. Like that.
And now he's a fucking doctor.
Now he's a doctor.
Shout out to Jules on the podcast, dude. Fuck. Is that why you named Jules? Is that why you named
No, I thought about that sometimes too, but Jules Bordeaux, mon ami en français. He loved French. Yeah. French was his first language. So.
Married a French woman too. Shout out to Jules. On top of that, no doubt. So when did the Charlie the Enforcer come to life? I don't remember Charlie being a thug in high school, but I remember you being a punk and maybe not a punk, just physical. You were the enforcer back there in college.
I wouldn't say enforcer. It was fucking dirty. 5'7" at the time.
Yeah.
The friend now weighed 190. In those days, it was probably like 170.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big. But actually, I think I had started refereeing a lot, so I knew the ins and outs of what you could get away with. And before the game, I would talk to the referees a little bit, just kind of get them on my side, let them know, like, this is a style of play. Feel them out.
Yeah.
Hey, every once in a while. Enforcer, I don't know if Robbie Neto was the enforcer.
Oh, you had Robbie too on your team. Fuck, you had some physical teams.
Robbie Neto, that fucker, man. Robbie Neto, you see that number 12 over there? Man, that guy's pissing me off. Got you, Charles.
Yeah.
Off he goes. Yeah.
Oh, shit, you guys had some teams. So it's time to get into another round of Ethan Asks.
Nice.
Here on Big Time. Did you want to say something about the drink? Are you changing the name of the drink or what?
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm just going to name this drink's called Big Time. It's going down pretty good.
Big Time is the name of the drink.
Big Time. So if you like Big Time, it's a splash of lime juice, mostly vodka, and a little bit of club soda. Big Time.
There you go, Big Time. Big Time's the drink. Here we go. Ethan Asks, round 2. Let's go, Ethan.
Second question is, who is the best college soccer defender, Charlie Bard or Derek Cooper? I feel like you guys both had an illustrious career full of big-time plays, big-time headlines. You guys played side by side. Who was better? Coop had the fucking crazy flying slide tackles, but I feel like you were a brick wall, so that's a tough one. I wouldn't want to make that choice.
Great question. Ethan Asks, here on Big Time.
There's only one answer to that, and I think it was our junior year. They used to give out awards for the conference, and Coop won Defensive Player of the Year. So I can't argue it. The award speaks for itself. We both had, I don't know, we complimented each other nicely. Strategically, my offside trap, number 1, all time. Coop, I mean, he broke a couple guys' shins.
Yeah, Coop was physical.
Big time. He was fast. It's a question that can't be answered. I'd say we're a pair. I think when it comes down to the Hall of Fame induction, we're a pair.
Kobe and Shaq, Pippen and Jordan. Fucking take your pick. You guys were a duo.
But at the same time, you can't ignore Alakeen on the left side either.
Alakeen was nasty too.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
Fucking Scotty Terrell spent some time back there. Robbie Ned spent some time back there. Just an incredible fucking team out back.
And in front of us, we had Wal Murphy. Again, it's not about who's a better defender, me or Coop, because we're in Wal Murphy shadows.
Yeah. All right, so you finish up college. You win one conference championship. You go to nationals, USCAAs maybe, something like that. And then you hop into officiating. Where did that come from?
Oh, man. Just knowing.
Was it Uncle Bob just fucking influenced you from day one, or?
Wow. I think they might go back to Ronnie Gee.
Ronnie Gee.
Yeah, because I think my first officiating might have been like Little League Baseball. Saturday morning, I remember Ronnie Gee like showing us how he's telling us if you're behind the plate, you got to emphasize that strike 3. Fuck Ronnie, man! I'm fucking like in 6th grade. It's Saturday morning, you're fucking hollering like that. But no, I think just my knowledge of sports was good. Being frustrated growing up with bad officiating.
You probably had the best sneakers of any official when you were doing it, right? You fucking always made sure your sneakers were good. That was the most important thing.
Big time. You gotta, you gotta have comfort in your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, refereeing. Man. Refereeing had a lot to do with my success in life for where I'm at right now. Work at Abe's Budget Group right here, Halifax Airport. Top salesperson probably in Atlantic Canada.
Oh shit. What do you get a bigger rush out of? Calling a fucking offensive foul or fucking clearing a corner kick?
Good question. Offensive foul was tough.
Yeah.
Because I was small. I was getting run over by big guys.
No, I'm talking about it as an official. Like calling an offensive foul as an official, or to clearing like a corner kick as a sweeper.
As a referee, what was the best? And one.
And one. Okay.
And one. I used to sell that call big time.
Let's hear it real quick. Give us an and one.
Well, no, it wasn't even the call. It was more like the motion. Like, you gotta, like, we start up high. If I can bring it down, he said, chew tobacco. So, and one.
Oh shit.
And one.
So you get a better kick out of an and one or out of a cleared corner kick, like potential game saving clear. What's the bigger rush in life? Or clearing customs with illegal shit in your trunk?
And one or waving off the basket was always fun too. Yeah. We took steps, wave it off.
Holy shit.
Oh, that was different.
No doubt. Big time. So, we've pretty much gone through your entire professional career, so we're going to get into some quick hit or miss or quick rapid fire shit here to end the show. Before we do that, though, one more text question from our fans here. This one comes from Amanda from Dartmouth.
Oh, all right. She sounds hot.
So, Amanda from Dartmouth is asking, take a pick. Charlito, Fort Kent's Finest, or Puffball the Sweeper?
Wow.
Which alter ego are you going with?
Oh my! I kind of like Charlito for everyday business senses. Because even at work, I like to have my name tag say Charlito.
Yeah.
But Fort Kent's Finest can't be. It can't be duplicated.
No.
Puffball. Lance Morin calls me Puffball, but that was high school days.
You don't get called Puffball no more?
Nah. Charlie, I'm trying to bring it back. I just introduced him actually in the last couple of weeks. He was trying to bring it back at work. Charlito, I like.
Charlito.
Mom calls
where,
me Charlito.
Where did Charlito come from? Just played off Carlito the wrestler or what?
It's a good
Well, let's throw Cha Rule in there too.
Cha Rule, Durplo, Alex Porter's brother, Jared Bushi, maybe Josh Karen.
Yeah.
Cha Rule came through. I like that one.
Cha Rule.
I know Fort Kent's Finest came from the Nas album because he was Queensbridge Finest, so I introduced that one. But Charlito, actually, I think it came from. We had another Argentinian soccer player named Carlos. Called himself Carlito. Oh, shit. Well, Charlito sounds good.
Yeah. Fuck Carlito, yeah.
Carlos Jara.
Yeah.
I don't know who all these guys are these days, but.
Yeah.
But every day, I'm probably going to have to go with Charlito because Fort Kent's fine. Fort Kent's fine. No. If I hear somebody else is trying to say Fort Kent's fine, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? How big is this big up?
Big time. All right, so let's get into some more rapid fire shit here. Got another one here. The Subaru, the Saturn, or the Oldsmobile?
Oh, Subaru. All time. Oh, yeah. Hands down. So I work in car rental business. I don't even know how many people I tell my favorite vehicle all time was the 1986 Subaru. I was in high school. Was pissed my dad bought it for me. But that fucker, man, it was only 2-door. But that fucker, we used to go off-roading in it. A lot of...
There's a legendary picture of you guys. Like you, Lance, Aaron, Casey, up on a fucking mountain.
Big time. We showed the listeners the photo. Look guys.
Take a look real quick.
No, that car was awesome. But actually, my Buick Century was probably... I just bought a fucking new Nissan Sentra.
Yeah.
No pimp mobile by any means, but that shit is comfortable.
So is that the one or is this the Subaru?
My Buick Century. No, Buick Century.
Yeah.
Because I had studded tires with that. And it had a bench seat in the front. How many of you people had a bench seat in the front? Because that fucker 6 people.
Holy fuck. Okay. Let's go another rapid fire here.
Keep that rapid fire coming. I like that shit. Random shit.
Reggie Miller or Dennis Rodman?
Oh, that's a good question. My God, man. Actually, Amanda asked today who would be like your biggest celebrity person to meet. I said Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, LeBron. So Dennis, you're probably up
Dennis
there.
over Reggie.
Yeah.
All right, here's another good one. Actually, this is a rapid fire, and it's a text message from one of our fans. This one comes from Taylor Bushi. Last minute shot. You gonna pass to Casey Bushi or Jared Bushi?
Are we talking beyond the arc or inside the arc?
Just a game winner in general. So pressure shot here.
I'm gonna go to Bert Bushi.
No, Bert Bushi for the win.
Oh yeah, he was doing the Euro step before it existed. Casey had the 12-footer. Jared Bushi playing basketball.
Just a game winner. It could be a layup. It could be a fucking 3-pointer.
Why doesn't Taylor ask about herself? Because Taylor.
You can say Taylor. I'd go with Taylor.
No, Bert, then Taylor, then
maybe Vicky.
Casey, then Jared. Sorry, Jared. Yeah, Bert, Taylor, Casey, Jared.
Yeah. All right. Hey, speaking of Bert, let's do this real quick. All right. Me and you fucking grew up in the gym, going to Sunday pickup with Dad. Give me your top 5 pickup all-stars from Fort. You got to pick a squad growing up.
Oh, big time. I was thinking about this tonight now, actually.
Good. Tell them the story real quick. So what's the Fort Kent season opener, home opener? Who were you sitting next to tonight?
Tonight, I saw the Martin brothers.
Fucking Lance, Pete, and Arnold.
Arnold, fucker. I saw Lance twice today. Once at Martin's. He was buying a basketball. St. Francis needs a new basketball. He was pissed. It was indoor-outdoor.
Yeah.
So he was on the phone with Carson. Carson was trying to look at. Wow. So... All-time, this fucker.
All-time Sunday pickup basketball.
Number one hit. I thought about it today, but hands down, Steve Perro.
Steve, yeah.
I don't know if you're listening. Probably not listening, Steve, but that man, if you don't know Steve Perro,
go look him up.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Number two. So that was my. Steve, is your point guard or shooting guard? I want to probably put Steve. Let him run the point for now. No, well, I'll go. Yeah, don't worry, Ma. Here in the back, Dad's. He's
That's
number.
a guarantee. Don't worry.
He's probably
about
power.
That.
You thinking power forward, Dad?
Just
number
whatever. He's on there. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go at the 1, Lance Martin.
Lance Martin.
At the 2, Steve Perro. I'll put Dad at the power forward. Probably Arnold Martin at the 5. Because if Dad's running the 4, Arnold's getting fucking. So I just need that small forward. Whew. Wow. That's a great question. One player missing.
One more to go.
Local 4 camp.
Sunday morning All-Star.
Oh, man. For some reason, Mike Bouchard is just fucking...
3-point sniper
That
in the corner.
fucker, man. It's fucking, just hit the fucking threes, man. So, what do we got? Lance,
Steve. Yeah, you got a bunch of shooters and a couple of interior presences.
Dad and Arnold on the inside, so it's all about who do we want on the perimeter.
Yeah. Just surround them with shooters.
I like Mark Graham, but... Paul Cancellara was a nice little
Holy fuck,
too.
you're dropping names right now.
My God. I grew up in the prime time of basketball, so...
I'm gonna go play Sunday morning pick up this week and be like, fuck, this is so whack compared to back in the day.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
But Steve Perro, number 1.
Yeah.
That fucker will fucking light you up.
All day.
Big time.
Big time.
Can you got any more rapid fire for me?
Yeah, we got a couple more rapid fire questions. We got a good one here. Actually, we got another text from the fans.
What up, people?
This one comes from Sam Bart. He says...
Sam Bart, hold on. I heard that name before.
Yeah, he says...
Oh, that guy wears the tight jeans and the fancy hair. All right. Yeah, I heard that name.
Who was your toughest FIFA competitor on PlayStation?
I'll start with Sam. Back in the day, I didn't know if you like women or men, but even today, I'm still questioning that.
Oh, shit.
I don't think I've ever faced anybody tough on FIFA. I am probably my FIFA status.
Oh, shit.
Probably pound for pound, one of the greatest. Whether it was GameCube, present day. But let's see.
You used to have fucking battles, right? You'd be like, you, Tibbs, Barbie Time. Shout out to Barbie Time.
Big time. Yeah.
Big time.
Barbie time, big time.
Oh, shit.
He was good if you gave him Brazil, but without Brazil, he was useless.
Oh, shit. So no competition when it comes to Barbie Time.
Yes,
or when it comes to
all
FIFA.
time. Well, I think I have to think way back, but I think Coop and Drew were pretty good back in their video market apartment days. They were good, but I don't know. I think FIFA. I think I'm even smarter than the creators. It's true though. I think I could outsmart.
Oh shit!
Hey, the cool thing in Canada, we got this channel, like video game channel. I'm like they televise FIFA games. I'm like, fuck, these guys are playing FIFA. Fuck. Sign me up, motherfuckers.
Here we go. This is another rapid answer question. Give us a Sean Karen story.
Oh, my buttons. My button. Oh, there's another one. Just.
Oh shit. We're gonna send Sean Karen on tonight.
No, my buttons.
Let's go.
My motherfucker.
Sean Karen story.
Oh my god, greatest night of my life. The guy was wearing. He had a white button-up shirt on. So when I say button-up, I mean like 7 buttons. The big. Jesus, hey Sean, that shirt's pretty white. A lot of buttons. Jesus let you borrow his cloak for the night. So this was at like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Oh,
Sean loved this white shirt, and Sean Karen loves his brandy. I'm telling him, Sean, you're gonna spill brandy in your shirt tonight. It's gonna be ruined. All night goes.
Nothing. Not a spot on it. Closing time at PJ's. His shirt is spotless. I'm like, Sean, that fucking shirt survived. So I see Sean walk, or face to face. He walks away like 10 feet. Goes to talk to a little lady. I see that lady grab him by the shirt collar. So picture this, your listeners. So grabs him by the shirt collars, right hand, left hand, rips his shirt in half. Across the bar, I hear Sean yell, "My buttons!" He was so pissed. Because I just remember seeing, she ripped his shirt, and I just remember seeing the buttons like flying across. My buttons. So if you ever see Sean Karen, you just tell him my buttons.
My buttons. So one more question from Ethan asks here on Big Time.
All right, last question, but probably the most important. I'm thinking of a 4-way basketball one-on-one tournament between all the short legends. My picks are Charlie Bard, Pat Karen, Jason Drolet, and Lance Martin. Who wins? I'll let you set it up however you want as far as matchups go, but who comes out on top? Who is the best short legend of all time in Fort Kent history? I think I might have to go with fucking Lance. I mean, shit. He's such a fucking speedster. He's such a baller. I mean, he's what? Pushing 50? The dude looks like he's fucking 32. And he'd still run on all of you guys, so. I hate to say it, but I gotta go with Lance.
There you go. There's a question that Ethan asked. You, Lance, Jason Drolet, Pat Karen, 101.
I was sitting here thinking about it. If it is a full court one-on-one, Lance Martin, hands down. Because his defense is nasty. Offensively nasty. Half court, Jason Drolet was a fucking trickster, man. Those Drolet brothers hold records in Eagle Lake. Me and Pat aren't even in the conversation. So it comes down to Jason and Lance. And if we're talking half court, one-on-one, Jason Drolet for the win. Full court, Lance Martin all day. Number one go-to point guard. By half court, Jason Drolet. He's got tricks. He's got defense. Drolet respect.
Drolet number one. That's fucking crazy. Wow.
Let me just think about if there's any other short. Oh, why is not Steve Farrell in this conversation?
Yeah, that's the Steve Farrell's the best 6 foot under legend.
Steve Farrell actually beats Jason Drolet and Lance Martin. So Steve Farrell for the win.
There you have it, Ethan. That's last round of Ethan Ask.
Fucking hilarious.
Well, look, hey guys, we gotta cut this episode off because we're up to almost 90 minutes of content tonight. What a fucking inaugural episode! Real quick, say goodnight to the fans for listening to episode 1.
Greatest night of my life. Big time. I like it. There's gonna be more to come.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Ethan Raymond, legendary sandbar. He's just okay. Hey,
Yeah.
get your hair in that Snapchat. There it is. It's a moneymaker.
There you go. So
Good
thank you to everyone who participated
Good time.
tonight. Hey, this is the beginning of a fucking massive movement. Big time.
Big time. I
The
hope
Big
you-
Time Podcast with Tomas. We are out for episode 1.